Okay, so good morning everyone. Today is January 11 and thank you for joining me today. My name is Suzette Martinuzzi. I'm the pre-placement coordinator. The purpose of this webinar is to help you step by step to complete all the renewal health forms that you need to complete by the March 29 deadline in order to be eligible for the spring term. So where can you download your health form? So your renewal health form, I sent it to all of you to your email. So please check the attachments on your emails, and also you can download it from our pre-placement website. So I'm gonna post the link on the chat, okay? And then you have to scroll down, look for S121 Practical Nursing under the spring term. So since all of you are planning to move on in semester 3 for the spring, you click that. Okay. So this is the health form that the renewal health form that I sent to all of you. The deadline is on March 29. So as a returning second year students, you're not completing the full medicals anymore. You only have to complete the renewals. For example, the flu shot, the TB skin test, okay? If you have medical exemption from Paramed, your vulnerable sector check, your basic life support certificate. I understand that mass fit test is valid every 2 years. So, but some students, they return to the program, so we don't know, when things expire. So please always check your Paramed account, okay? So Paramed has been sending email reminders to all of you as well when the stuff expiring 60 days before it expires and 30 days before it expires. So don't disregard any emails from Paramed. So it's an automatic email when your stuff expiring the interval period of 60 days and 30 days. And also I send you email reminders as well, right? So we'll discuss that in a second, okay? So you will pay a fee. So because it's a new semester, a new academic year, you will pay a fee to Paramed, and that's my contact information. So that's page 1. On page 2 is the actual health form, renewal health form that you and your doctor again needs to complete. But before you go to your doctor, make sure that you fill out the top portion of the form, okay? Flu shot, so if you received the flu shot this last fall or this winter term, that's great. So just ask the doctor to document the date of your flu shot record. If you receive it from your doctor's office and they give you proof of record, that's good. So just attach that. If you receive it from the Shoppers Drug Mart or Rexall, right? You can also, you don't need to bring the forms to them as long as you have the proof of record, okay? Okay, so let me go back to my slide because sometimes I forget important information. Okay, so Paramed deadline is on March 29th. This applies to all semester 3 students, including all the returning, remediating, repeating, deferred students per semester. Please note that we help and support a high volume of students per semester. Therefore, always remember it's your responsibility to keep track and process your renewals 3 months prior to the start of a new clinical practice. So sometimes, we forget, right? So this happens, but please always contact me if you know you are remediating a course and you're not sure what to renew for next semester. You have to send me an email because I cannot remember everybody's account, right, with Paramed. Okay, so what are you gonna do is you book an appointment with your doctor. you bring your health forms with you, the Renewal Health Form, and ask your doctor to do a step 1 TB skin test. Okay, now you have to be careful. So maybe some of you, so when you sign into your Paramed account, right, and you see that your TB skin test, let's say, so like for example, this student here, okay, if your TB skin test still valid from May till July, for example, right? I understand that your deadline is on March 29. So if your TB is still good from May to July, your doctor will not allow you to renew it too early, right? So for now, we will accept your current TB skin test status because we understand that the doctor will not allow you to renew it. So for now, we will clear you for your TB skin test for the March 29th deadline. But you have to make sure, for example, these students' TB will not expire in July. So if you go to your doctor now, they will turn you away. They'll say, no, we're not gonna do a TB skin test with you. So they will not do this for you if your stuff expiring from May to July. Okay, so you can leave the TB skin test for now for the March 29th deadline. Now, if your stuff, like for example, your TB skin test is expiring before April, then for sure you have to renew it. Okay? So we expect that you renew it if it's expiring before the March 29th deadline. Now, let's say that you do need to renew. So whenever is the time to renew it, right? You only have to do a one-step TB skin test, okay? So if your result was both negative in first year, then you only have to pay for a step 1 TB, okay? So if you're both negative, so let me give you an example of a student health form. Where did I two-step TB? Okay, here. Is this the one? Okay, so if your previous two-step was negative, then you need an annual step 1. Okay? So have the doctor document the dates on the form. If your previous TB skin test was positive, so positive means over 10 millimeters, right? So this student was over 12, right? I mean in 12 millimeters, then no more skin test for you. You're not allowed to do it again because it's going to be the same result. So have the doctor document your previous TB skin test, okay? And then your chest x-ray. So your last chest x-ray should be good for 2 years. So that should cover your second year, right? And then they have to do a physical assessment of your lungs, okay? If your TB skin test was negative, so it has to be less than 10, right? I thought I opened the examples. Hang on, guys. Give me a second. Renewal TB, is this the one? Oh, no, that's not the one. Okay, here. So this student here, their TB skin test was negative. So you just need a step 1 TB, okay? Any questions on the TB skin test? We're good?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you say if we had a chest X-ray, it would be good for 2 years.
Yes.
Okay.
So make sure it covers your academic year, right? To May to August.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And then once again, we need your doctor's signature, date, and stamp. So TB skin test, guys, is not covered by OHIP. So if you paid for the TB skin test in first year, your doctor's office may ask you again to pay for it. Okay. So, but if you were positive, And you know it's always going to come back over 10 millimeters. No more skin test, no more chest x-ray, but we need your forms to be filled out by the doctor, okay, to document your previous TB skin test, okay? And then sign, date, and stamp the form. All right, let's go back to the renewal form. Okay, so TB is done, okay? And then we have a YouTube link as well. So if you click that link, it will bring you to this YouTube tutorial video. So you just look for that video tutorial for how to renew your TB skin test. Okay, so you can use it as a reference as well, okay? All right, let's move on to page 3. So temporary exemption and comments to your Paramed account. So what this means is some students receive a temporary exemption from Paramed maybe because of the hepatitis B, right? So let me show you an example of a student form. Status report with temporary exemption. Okay, so as you can see, the student last year has a temporary exemption. So when you check your Paramed clearance status, check if you were given a temporary exemption. If you see a temporary exemption in there, for example, for Hep B, there's an expiration date for that, right? So that tells you that, oh, Paramed's still waiting for my 3rd dose of Hep B. The lab test reports is still pending for this specific student. If that's the case for you, whenever that temporary exemption lands, for example, for MMR, chickenpox, right? You have to take a look and you have to complete that temporary exemption. Otherwise, when you submit your renewal health forms to Paramed in March, they will not clear you. You will not get that cleared pass, okay? So if you're not sure what to do with your temporary exemption and the comments that you receive to your Paramed account, please let me know and I will help you to sort that out or clear that for you, okay? Any questions on that? So let's say you submitted your renewal health form, right? And then you missed that temporary exemption, you will pay again a resubmission fee. So I'm just warning you now, okay? So make sure that when you submit your renewals on March 29, everything is there, okay? So that they will not charge you a resubmission fee, okay? All right, next is, okay, so if you were cleared, so let's say you're clean slate, right? Where's the student with clear? Is this the one? Okay, so let's say your account looks like this. Yes, yes, yes. You don't see any temporary exemption. Then you don't need to worry about that page on the form, okay? You don't need to ask your doctor to fill it out. Don't waste your doctor's time, okay? Only if a student receive any temporary exemption. So if you receive a clear without a temporary exemption, just leave this section blank, okay? It says there, section B, if you already receive a clear certificate, there's no need for your doctor to fill this page, okay? All right. So you guys are good for page 3? Is that clear? Do you have any questions? Okay. Just post it on the chat if you want to ask later. Okay, police check. I don't have access to my account. It shows wrong ID. I tried to. Oh, Roma, what account are you referring to? Your Paramed account, your StuView account? Okay, so if you guys are unable to access your Paramed account, what you need to do or if you've forgotten your password, you go to the placement pass, right? I'll post this on the chat. Okay, try to reset your account. So when you go to sign in, click on forgot your password and enter your email address. Okay, your actual name, email address, and then your student number here, and click continue, and then reset your account. If you're unable to do that still, you send me an email and we will ask the IT department at Paramed to reset it for you, okay? Okay, so Roma, please send me an email that you're unable to reset your account, okay? You're welcome. Okay, let me go back to the health form, guys. Okay, vulnerable sector check. So please make sure that it's renewed every term. So please remember now, for second year in semester 3 and 4. Okay, let me comment. So we discussed about that comments or temporary exemption, right? Doctor signature and stamp on the form, so your doctor will charge you for that. Okay, medical condition. So if you have any changes on your medical condition, talk to your doctor first before you start your TB skin test or anything that's, you need a booster shots, for example, for Hep B and you cannot get it done. Please talk to your doctor first, especially if you're expecting or pregnant, okay? Okay, so we're on this now, vulnerable sector check. Okay, so vulnerable sector check, you have to renew it every term in semester 3 and 4. Now, it cannot expire prior to your submission on March 29th. So what that means is, I just want to clarify something with you guys, okay? That's why I'm doing this webinar, because I want to talk to you about this. Okay, so from your previous submission to Paramed, you're probably going to see, oh, I was cleared, right? And I see that my VSC is valid until May 16, for example. Okay, that May 16 expiration date doesn't apply anymore for semester 3, right? So a lot of students get confused that they go back from their previous Paramed account and they're using the first year expiration date. Remember now that your vulnerable sector check expiration date is now every term, right? So for this student case, they have to apply now and they have to submit the renewals prior to March 29. Another example, okay? So this student here, oh, that's the same student. Where is the one with the July? Is this the one? Hang on, guys. Let me check. The one with the July police check expiration date. Okay. So you guys get the idea, right? Because I can't open somebody's account because it has the personal information in there. Okay, so you get an idea, okay? If you see your police check expiring from May to July, for example, that's not a good, for us, that is not clear for semester 3. Okay, that's why we're telling you now to apply for renewal and submit it to Paramed by March 29th. Okay? Okay, another thing, another new updates for you. If you live in Toronto, so Toronto students here with the postal code that starts with the letter M. During your first year, we ask you to apply with a paper application and a bank draft, right? That's no longer exists. Toronto Police, as of September of last year, they launched a new online application, which is the same as the other regions, right? So all regional police services now in Ontario are doing it online. So if you live in Toronto, so Toronto students, I sent you the email to apply online. This instruction sheet, okay, has the organization code. So when you go into the the Toronto Police portal, okay, you will have to fill out and complete your application in 6 stages. Okay, now if you don't meet the last stage, that means they put a red flag on your application. Something was missed, right? So they will highlight each stages for you if you miss any information. So they'll tell you stage 1 completed, stage 2 to 5 completed. This one, the student failed for some reason, and then the authentication failed. So if you see an authentication failure, that means you didn't show your IDs properly, or you will have to visit the Toronto Police Headquarters at 40 College Street and show them your IDs in person. So they will tell you, they'll give you all that instruction while your authentication failed. Okay, Toronto students here, if your application went through, it will take 6 weeks. So right now, Toronto Police is taking 6 weeks to process your VSC. So this is how it looks like once you receive it to your, again, a watermark logo, and then the issue date will be 6 months from that date, or it's renewed every term. Okay, so that is the date that you will document to your health form here, and you write down the issued and expiry date, and it has to be valid from May till August. Okay, it cannot expire in the middle of July, in the middle of June, July. It has to be until the end of August, okay? Or mid-August, right? Because that's your semester ends in August 16, I believe, or 19, okay? If you live in other regions, so other regional police, as you know, you guys always apply online, so you should apply now. Peel region is experiencing a backlog of 6 weeks right now. So they're just processing November application. So I just want to let you know, if you live in Peel, Halton, they're taking too long. So please apply now if you belong to these regions. And if you need a letter to pay the student rate, you let us know. We have the instructions laid out on your health form, right? About that, okay? Any questions on the vulnerable sector check? Okay. I had a student with July status. August? Okay. Unfortunately, I can't find it right now, but you know what I mean, right? Is it clear, guys? Am I confusing you, or you're okay? Okay, Roma? Okay. Just let me know if I'm confusing you. Okay, let's move on to basic life support. So same idea as police check, right? It has to be renewed every year for the entire duration of your clinical practice. So once again, so let me show you again this student form, status report from Paramed. Okay, so you see here, the student's BLS is set to expire on July 1st, Canada Day next year. So even if it's expiring July 1st, we want you to renew it now and submit it to Paramed, the renewal by March 29th. Okay, so I just want to let you know, if you don't submit this to Paramed by March 29 and we check your account for semester 3, they will not clear you. You will see a no clearance there on your account. Okay, now for BLS, you can go back to the same company that you did your BLS course. Okay, you can go back to either Peak Excellence again if you want. I think they have a course renewal for $40, I believe. If you did it last year for with Peak Excellence, you just go to their website. You see here, Basic Life Renewal. No, that's not it. Here, Basic Life Support 4-hour class. So that's online, the $75. If you want to go there in person, it's now $50 to renew. Okay? If you live in other region outside Toronto, you can check SOS First Aid again, or wherever you went last time. Go back to them and see if they have a renewal course for Basic Life Support. If they don't offer the renewal course, they just want you to redo the BLS course again. Okay? And then you have to get your certificate again and make sure that it's valid for the entire duration of your placement. Okay, so it shouldn't expire in April. Okay, it has to expire. It has to show an expiry date in August 2024. Okay, I mean, it has to be valid till August 2024. Like, for example, if you do it now, January 2024, then that's good for you until January 2025, right? So that covers your spring term clinical from May to August 2024, okay? All right, next is, any questions for Basic Life Support? So when you get your brand new certificate, please write it down again, the issued and expiry date. And also there's a YouTube tutorial video there, okay? All right, mass fit test. So mass fit test, if you are successful to continue all the way, right, from first year till now to second year, your mass fit test should still be valid for you for 2 years. So you don't need to renew it. We just put it there because we don't know when the other students' mass fit test expires. So take a look again on your Paramed clearance report and see. So see this student, their mass fit test is still good until July of 2025. So that covers the student's spring term for 2024. So if that's the case for you, you don't need to renew it. You can skip that section. Just document your most recent mass fit test certificate dates on the form, okay? My standard first aid expire on September. Okay, so for standard first aid, guys, we didn't put it here because we know it's valid every 3 years, right? So that's why we always want you to double check your account. So for syringe, since your standard first aid is still good until September 2024, so that covers your spring semester. So you don't need to renew that. You just have to renew your basic life support certificate. Okay? Okay. Okay, so guys, if you're not sure what you need to renew for next semester, please send me an email and I will double check for you. Okay, because it's very hard to give you an accurate answer if I don't see your actual Paramed account. I don't want to open your Paramed account here because it's confidential information and this webinar is being recorded, so I don't want to broadcast your account, right? Okay. Okay, are we good with the MASFIT test? Okay, so for example, this student here, okay, so see the MASFIT test for this student is expiring in October of this year. So if that's the case for you, September or October is still accepted as valid for your spring term, right? If it's expiring in August, then that's not good, okay? Okay, now let's move on. Is Sarah here? Okay, Sarah's not here yet. Okay, so when you get your renewed certificate, please make sure you fill out all of the information on the form. Okay, our final step. Oh, let me go back to my slides because I tend to miss information. Okay, so these are the list of places where you can sign up for your BLS courses. Okay, so we talked about the MASFIT test. Okay, so fill out and complete all of the sections of your forms, please. Once again, it's mandatory that you sign it with your original signature. So once you have everything completed, you must submit and upload it to the Paramed portal. So we are supposed to have our Paramed IT representative to join us. Her name is Miss Sarah Jones. She will join us in a second, but let me just go through your health form. So what are you going to submit to Paramed? So you remember your Paramed account. So you go to the placement pass. Okay, so now I just want to let you know that the Paramed Placement Pass has upgraded their system. So they have a new look now when you sign in and upload your documents. That's why Sarah from Paramed will join us soon and she will show you how it looks like. So this is the Paramed website. Okay, so earlier there was a question if you're unable to sign in to your Paramed Placement Pass, just go to sign in and click on forgot your password and then just reset your password. Okay, now once you're in the system, what do you have to submit to Paramed is all of the forms, right, completed by you and your doctor. So for example, the health forms. So this time around, you're only submitting, okay, so you're only submitting page 2, page 3 of your forms, page 4, right? Page 5, page 6, and the HSPNet again, and page 7. So all of these pages, and then the copies of your police check, your new police check record, okay, your new police check record, and then your new BLS certificate, okay, and then if you have to submit your new MASFIT test, so double check your account, your new MASFIT test, expiration dates, and what else? And your standard first aid, right? So if it's expiring, you know, in the middle of your semester, you have to renew it now as well. Okay? So you're submitting like over what, 10 pages of documents again to Paramed. Okay? Oh, Sarah's here. Hi, Sarah. Sarah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. Hi, everyone. This is Sarah. She's the Paramed IT expert. She's here to join us during her busy schedule and show to you how the new Paramed system looks like now. And they have enhanced and upgraded the system so it's more user-friendly to me and to you. And Sarah's very nice to join us during her busy schedule. Thank you, Sarah. You take
Thank you
it
for
away.
having me. Certainly. Okay, so let me share my screen. Can you enable screen sharing, please?
Yes, Sarah. Sarah, just to let you know, this webinar is being recorded.
Thank you. I got the notification.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So can you see my screen that has Welcome to Placement Pass on it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, great. Thank you. So I'm assuming you have already shared the website URL with the students, which is georgebrowncollege.placementpass.ca, which is what I've got displayed here. But for my demonstration purposes, I'll be using a different website that is just a demonstration website that doesn't include any live student data, and it's not your regular URL. So like Suzette was showing you from your George Brown website, as everybody here, I understand, has already signed in and created their account for Placement Pass and only needs to update a couple pieces of documentation, we're not going to show you how to sign up your account because everybody here has already signed up. When you log into Placement Pass, all you'll do is you'll use the sign in at the top right corner of the screen. So when you click on that, you'll get your sign in page, and then you'll enter your George Brown student number and the password that you're using for Placement Pass. If you need any assistance with a password reset, you can always email us at Placement Pass or try to use the forgot password option. If you do need to use the forgot password option, make sure you're using your George Brown student email address in order to retrieve your password. So once you've signed in, this is what it will look like on the home page. So you may have a different status here. It may say uncleared or in progress. Placement Pass just kind of knows where you're at in your submission process and displays it on the main screen here. Now, in order to get to your health form and to be able to submit documents, you'll click anywhere in this white area. And as you've already submitted, it brings you straight to your status summary page. So what this displays is each one of the requirements that you have previously submitted, along with the expiry dates that would indicate any documents that you might need to update to maintain your clearance status. If there is a temporary exception or a note against any requirement, there'll be a little I or like for information. You can hover over that and see what that information is. We'll also be sending you notifications at 60 and 30-day intervals if any items are about to expire. So now to show you how to update your documentation, my understanding is that everybody here would need to update TB, BLS, and BLS and the vulnerable sector check. So when you're updating documents, you'll see that you've got a left-hand menu bar here that you can jump to at any time. You'll update all your documents under the requirement sections in the appropriate section. So for instance, when you're updating TB, you will go to medical. It will show you the status of where you're at with each one of your medical documentation. And then this is where you can add your files. Now you'll see here that I've already started to update some documents. So what this means is that Placement Pass, each time you log in, will remember where you're at in your submission. And in this case, I've only updated my TB status and I need to update more. So I haven't submitted yet to the nurse. So any documents that you're in progress of submitting will stay there until you finalize the submission to the nurse. So I've already updated my TB status. I have attached the document. You can use drag and drop or browse. And as you can see here, I have only checked off that single requirement that I am updating. Then I think to go to BLS update, you go to certificates. You'll see that BLS is listed here. And then this is where you can add your document and state that you're updating only BLS. So I'm checking off BLS, and then I'm going to select my file. I've attached my document, and remember you can use drag and drop as well. And you can either hit continue, or you can move, or you can use the menu bar to get to the next section. So because I need to update my vulnerable sector check, I'll update my document. And then I'm just going to show you what it looks like if you miss checking off something. So I'm going to hit continue. And it let me know that I didn't actually check off a document. So it will do this whether if you have forgotten to upload a file and have checked off a document, or vice versa, if you've uploaded a file and forgot to check off the requirement. So I'm going to update my vulnerable sector check and continue. If there are any sections that you don't need to update documents for, that is fine. Do not update the documents in those sections. You can continue. Because basically what is happening is you've already submitted and all you need to do is update only certain documentation. Ooh, I did something here. So I did something against certificates. So it warned me again. I forgot to update my BLS. Confirm that. So if you see a warning, you need to pay attention to it. So depending on the documentation that you're updating, there will be a fee for uploading. As you've already submitted, the fee is reduced by half to update the documents to maintain your clearance status. You'll enter your credit card information. And hit pay and submit. Once you have submitted, you will see a file successfully submitted page. This indicates to you that your submission has gone to the Placement Pass nurse for review, and they'll respond to you within 2 business days. You can confirm the documents that you have uploaded if you click here. So not only does the status summary page list all of the requirements and all of the expiry dates, but also includes all of the history of activity, whether it is documents that you have submitted to the nurse or activity that the nurse has done against your account. So you could always see the history there. Now, at any time during your submission process, if you need to reach out to the Placement Pass nurse, you can select Ask Nurse a Question, type in your question to the nurse, and hit Submit. And your question or message has been sent to the nurse, and they'll respond within 2 business days. You can also use this Ask Nurse a Question if you've got a password protected document, like some vulnerable sector checks are. You can include the password in this message. There's never a charge to ask the nurse a question or send them a message. At any time as well, you can reach out for technical support, which is me. So you can click on technical support, type in your question, and then we'll actually respond to you externally in email about your question for Placement Pass. If you do have a new message, when you sign in, it will show a little red indicator that there is a new message for you. The inbox would also have a little red indicator that there is a new message, and you would click on that and see whatever that message is from the nurse. Anytime there is a response to your Placement Pass submission, whether the nurse has reviewed your documents and updated your clearance status or responded to your question, you're going to get an email to your George Brown student email with a link to log back into Placement Pass to see whatever that activity is. That way we're not sharing any sensitive documents or messages over email. It's all housed and password protected in your Placement Pass account. So that's the end of my presentation for your updates. Does anybody have any questions or need me to review anything else?
Sarah, do you mind to show how it looks like the status clearance report?
Sure, yeah, okay, thank you. So on that status summary page, you can get to each one of the pages from your menu bar. So if you go to status summary, what Suzette is talking about is we list each one of your requirements, the current clearance status for that particular requirement, as well as the expiry dates. But you can get a PDF copy of this report if you click on Download Status Report. And this allows you to download it as PDF, save it on your device, as it's an electronic copy now, or you can print it off if you need to.
Yeah, this is the one that I was showing them, like to check all the time, especially the temporary exemption for medicals and any comments from the nurses. Yeah.
One thing to note too is if you have a temporary exception, it will show under the clearance status column, and it would say temporary exception. This is where you'll see the expiry date for that exception, and you're expected to update that document before the expiry date.
Okay. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Do you have any other question for Sarah? Yes, Roma, go ahead.
Hi, Sarah. Good morning.
Morning.
I have a question regarding my account. So when I log in from my email that have sent from Paramed, I can log into my account. But if I do from like Google and just search it Paramed, and if I use the same login password and my ID, it doesn't work, and that's kind of.
I think I have the answer for you. So if you just Google it and don't go directly to the website URL, chances are very good that you've landed on a different college's website for Placement Pass. They all look the same. So you need to make sure that it's the George Brown specific website for Placement Pass. So you can do this. Yeah, so you can do this by like emailing it to yourself or just sharing that link. You can always Google it, but most of the time you end up at Algonquin actually, because that's the first one that shows up. So you always just need to make sure you're logging onto the George Brown specific one, and then that is most likely what your login issue is.
Oh, okay, sounds good. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I got it. Thank you.
Also, Sarah, can you please clarify that they cannot upload the documents from their phone?
They can actually upload documents.
Okay.
Yeah. As long as you can use a desktop computer,
Okay.
a cell phone, or a tablet, as long as you've got internet access, you can submit.
Okay.
Just you need to make sure you're on the correct website for it. Yeah.
Okay. I thought there's a specific what is it called? They have to use.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
So, one of the things is if you are submitting an iPhone picture,
There it is.
we can't accept iPhone pictures.
iPhone picture.
Our nurses work on PCs and can't actually view those documents. So we do request, if possible, that you use a scanner app to scan your documents to PDF, and we can accept those PDF documentation. If you happen to try to upload an iPhone picture, iPhone pictures have an extension of HEIC. Placement Pass won't actually allow you to do that. You'd have to scan it into PDF and then submit that.
Okay, see, that's why I'm not an IT. I couldn't explain it properly. Any other question for Sarah? We're all good?
All right.
Okay.
Perfect. And then I just wanted to remind everybody as well, when you're getting close to your submission deadline, you need to allow for 2 business days for the nurse to review your documents. And I need to highlight business days, which is a Monday to Friday as well. So if you submit Friday night, there is a good chance your submission would not be reviewed until Tuesday. So you need to pay attention to your deadlines when you are submitting.
Yeah, so if their deadline is on March 29, they have to submit it by Wednesday in order to get their clearance by March 29.
Yeah, in many cases, depending on our volume, we do respond same business day or next day, but we do need to allow for 2 business days in case we've got a whole bunch of submissions all at once.
Yeah, it's gonna be busy March and April.
All right, thanks for the warning.
Yes, Sarah. Okay, let me check the chat, Sarah. Okay. Okay, everything looks good, Sarah. Thank you for joining us.
Okay. Thank you very much. Best of luck, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Okay. Okay, so let me go back to my slides and see if I miss any other information to share you. Okay, so as Sarah mentioned, after the Paramed deadline, after your submission, Paramed will send you an email notification, right? That they receive your documents, and they will notify you about your clearance in 48 hours, okay? Okay, so we discussed about what you need to submit. Paramed notification is here. Okay, so after the Paramed deadline, we get a report once again from Paramed, and we check your clearance status. So if you are clear, that's great. You will receive a clear stamp from Paramed. If you are not clear, then that's a red flag for us. So that means that if you're not clear, it means that you submitted your documents late after the March 29th deadline. So if you submit your documents late, you will not receive an access to your HSPNet site selector, okay? And then we will notify your academic coordinators to deregister you in the spring, okay? So the registration for your program in the spring is on March, let me go back here, guys. So let's put the spring term. Okay, so as you can see, they will post your online registration on March 18, right? So the Paramed deadline is on March 29. So let's say you're okay to register on March 18, and then unfortunately you missed the Paramed deadline on March 29. That means we will deregister you, not we, your academic coordinators will deregister you. So whatever timetable you receive from that initial submission, it will not be the same when they re-register you back in the program. Okay, so if you're working, you're planning to prioritize your schedule in the spring term, let's say, and you have a perfect timetable carrying on for spring term, and then unfortunately you missed the Paramed deadline, then that perfect timetable for you in the spring is gone. Okay, so don't think it will come back. You'll be deregistered in the program, and they will re-register you to what timetable is left. Okay? So as well, if you miss the Paramed deadline, you'll be on the late clearance list. So we will put your name on the late clearance list. You will not be assigned a clinical site until final grades are released in April. So I just want to make this clear, okay? You will be assigned a clinical site based on whatever the spots left and available in April. So there's a lot of consequences when your renewal health form is submitted late to Paramed. So I just want to clarify that to all of you. I just want to quickly show you what we did just this last month. All of these students here were not clear, and I don't think you want to be on this list, right? And also we have some students who were cleared, but they receive a late clearance. So if you are put in this list, you will not get a clinical site that you chose or wanted at that time. It will be removed for you, and you'll be given a clinical site that is available and left at the end of April. Okay, so I don't want to see your names on this list. Please get this done as soon as you can, because it will affect your academic and placement standing in the program. Okay, what's this one? Okay, so when you're coming back in semester 3, that's from May to August, you're renewing your TB, vulnerable sector check, and BLS, and check your account. Once again, for those of you who just joined us, always check your Paramed account for any additional renewals that you need to complete for the spring term. Okay. Paramed deadline once again is on March 29. Now, when you are moving on in semester 4, in September to December of next year, right? Then you may have to renew your vulnerable sector check again for semester 4, and we will help you with that and send you email reminders as well. If for any reason, I had this here earlier. So for those of you who just joined us, for any reason that you are remediating or so let's say semester 3 didn't go well, you you need to repeat the course and you're not able to move on in semester 4, please make note that you have to contact me to make sure that you process your renewals 3 months prior to the date of your full block courses, right, for semester 4. Okay, so whenever you're doing your clinical, you defer or withdraw all of the sudden, or you're mediating a course, please contact me and ask me, Suzette, when is the deadline for my clinical for next semester? Because I don't have the academic, I cannot access your academic status in the program. So please always contact me and ask those questions so that you meet everything on time, right? You will not be part of the deregistration and late clearance list, okay? Any questions on this? Okay, so StuView account, if you recently moved to a new place, please always update your StuView account. That's very important, and your contact information, because the CPO manager always check your placement, your addresses, and they will try their best to find you placement again closer to home, but it's not always guaranteed, as you know, right? Okay, so also always think that clinical will not be closer to home. So you may have to travel again 2 to 3 hours away to get to your clinical site. Okay, so you have to think like that. It's the same thing as semester 2. You probably woke up early, get there to clinical earlier, and be there on time. So it may be the same process or same situation for you for semester 3. Okay. How about flu shot? Flu shot is strongly recommended for your program. So even if it's in the spring semester, a lot of hospitals and long-term care want to make sure that you receive the flu shot. Okay. All right, so please update your email signature. If you formatted an email signature last term, you need to update that to show semester 3 under spring term, okay? So that when you email us, we know how to reply to you, and we have all those information laid out to us, okay? Okay, any other questions? So that's my contact information. So Ms. Heather Hudson is the manager of clinical placement. So she will get in touch with you closer to March and April. Ms. Charla Adams is your PN3, academic coordinator. So if you're having problems registering on March 18, right? So let's say March 18 comes and you're not able to register on StuView, please contact Professor Charla Adams, and she will help you with your registration, okay? Okay, any other question? So this webinar is being recorded. So for those of you who just joined us, you can go back to the recording. I'll send you the link of this webinar, and you can use it as a reference guide. I also mentioned that we have now a YouTube tutorial videos that has the that you can use as a reference in renewing your TB skin test, right? Your TB skin test, how to renew your basic life support certificate, your mass fit test if you need to renew it, your standard first aid. So everything is there for you if you need to reference back on all of these requirements, okay? Okay, any other question? Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording now. Okay, thank you everybody. So I only have 5 students showed up today. So out of 150 students, only 5 students showed up. So thank you everyone. I hope you learned a lot. Please, I don't want you to be on that not clear list and being deregistered in the spring. Please get this done. And if you have any problems getting through it, let me know right away before March 29, please. Okay? Thank you. Enjoy your break, and I'll see you in May. Bye, everyone.